the smell of napalm in the morning. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. Yes, I hope you're well. Hope you are well. Seriously, this has been a great week. And yes, welcome back. This is UK Outpost 31. Yeah, the film review. That's right. Yes, that's the one, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the one. I'm your host, Mr. Dan Nostalgia. That's right, Welsh film fan and podcaster. And today's film is Candyman, released on September the 11th, 1992. Directed and screenplay written by Bernard Rose, based on the Forbidden novel by Clive Barker, starring Virginia Madsen, Tony Todd, Xander Berkeley, and Cassie Lemons. Cinematography, Anthony B. Richards. Distributed by TriStar Pictures. Box office, $28.8 million US from a $8 to $9 million budget. The plot. A semiotic student, Helen Love, researches urban legends, stumbling across the story of the Candyman, the spirit who kills those who called his name 5 times. Acting skeptical, Helen and her best friend speak the words, tempted to chance fate, but with no joy. Further investigation turns up many stories and fables surrounding the Candyman, learning his cruel story. Shortly after Helen is framed for murder and the abduction of a young child, soon bailed and tragedy strikes again, and is sent to a mental hospital for the safety of others as Helen faces tough choices. The score carries a quality tone and melody of its own. The music and the harmonizing with the scene, creating that scenery, it gives the film those moments, I will say. Tony Todd's voice being distinct from other male actors, the roughness, the velvety baritone in his voice, and the presence, and he steals the scene when he talks, similar to Freddy Krueger, a dimension of his own. It's the way they talk and their dialogue. Definitely has an engaging approach about it. The original story was set in Liverpool, like Hellraiser, before changing the location to Chicago and any aspects of the story, which is fair enough. Everyone's entitled to make a few changes and edits along the way, which worked for Rose. Todd fitted the bill for Candyman, being over 6 feet tall, and he had a certain build, and he had to win over the rest of his cast and crew, but endured to work with Rose and had been stung often enough for the character he's playing, a phantom of the opera-esque, mixed with bloodshed, urban legend and tragedy, which is, in a nutshell, folks, yes, it is. Tony Todd created the backstory for Candyman, and his ideas were added to the script. Bernard liked them, and they brought them in and added as part of the dialogue, which does the job, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Ingenuity, using this initiative, it goes a long way. It goes a long way, folks. Really green. An area known for robbery and violence and high crime being a setting for the production, and they wanted to paint a different picture to the one that the media had portrayed of this place. And American literature helped make Candyman a love story about an interracial couple who fell in love in an era when it wasn't accepted, also creating a picture of urban America at heart. So it's a love story set within that world that wasn't meant to be. I guess that's just the life of many, really. It's the life of many. The screenplay by Rose had many admirers, from casting agencies to Todd himself pushing to be involved. But production had Eddie Murphy involved with the hooked killer role. Yeah, Murphy was beyond their financial boundaries. Still, Todd owned the character. Eddie Murphy would have had to dig deep to fill those shoes. And I would like to have seen Eddie Murphy as Candyman, but Eddie Murphy was always in his comfort zone with comedy. This would have pushed the man to a new level. If he had pulled it off, this would have amplified his career going into the 90s. Because Vampire in Brooklyn, I think that attempt, I didn't like it. Anyway, it's not what we're talking about. Filming in Cabrini Green took only 3 days before production was finished, and then they took the rest of the film into Hollywood Sound Studio. Obviously all your props and everything is there, and they took care of themselves from there. Everything was good. But to be filming down out in that place, I bet it must have been good to get to know people and get to talk to people and try and build a connection with the people at the heart of the community, because that's what it's about. You know, you're shooting a film where they live, so you need to interact with them, and at the same time understand why things are. Have an understanding, an open mind. It's amazing, and I'm glad that they could go there and talk and be able to get the filming done and do what they got to do. Hats off to them for that. Hats off to them. My only provocative notion for this video would be just maybe Bagger's 2 characters could occupy the same space at the same time. You hear what I'm saying? Had they kept the stories located in the same city, Candyman and Pinhead, on screen, it's give me a like if you agree with this notion, folks, because if you give the rights back to Bagger and let's start from scratch and let's set it in Liverpool. Liverpool got some good actors. You got Stuart Graham. He's a big actor. I like Stuart Graham. He was in Venom. He could be. See, look, I'm spinning off, but this is what I'm talking about. They need to create this, get it back, and create the set in Liverpool. I want to be a part of it. I want to help. I'd even relocate to Liverpool if it means help building this Bagger's world. I'd love to be involved. Norman Gary, being the bee handler on set, had worked on productions like The Daily Beast, My Girl, and Fried Green Tomatoes, using more than 200,000 real honeybees. Bodysuits were needed for cast and crew, obviously, except if he was Todd, you'd have to endure the pain being the character. Speaking of Todd, he worked out the deal and negotiated himself something of $1,000 for every bee sting he had received, every one, and I think that was over 20. So let your math brain take over from there. It's a nice extra bonus on top of his contractual fee. I mean, considering where they was paying him, and plus the bonuses on top, and then the returns and coming back for sequels. So yeah, it was a nice little earner for Todd. It boosted him up financially going into the early 90s. So yeah, Todd had previously appeared in Platoon, along with Final Destination franchise, where he played the guy who works in the morgue, mortician. Transformers, Rise of the Fallen, The Rock. I like The Rock. That was a good film. Colonel Crisp or something like that. I can't remember the name. Anyway, it's brilliant. The Truman Show. And he's done plenty of voice work with DC animated feature films, which is, I'm a fan of DC animated feature films. The last one I watched was the Suicide Squad back in 2016, before they had made the actual live action movie. Let's just say the animated one was better. Let's just leave it there. Bernard Rose's CV since Candyman has been up and down, but his biggest film release was Mr. Nice in 2010, based on the true exploits of Howard Marks. Now is the hour of split politics. Portrayed by Rhys Evans. And that was an amazing film, Mr. Nice. I watched that over a friend many years ago and got my attention. Mainly with the actor, because the guy's amazing. He can pull any role off, any character. He can do it. Mixed reviews, with many scoring at 61% to a C grading, and many spoke of disappointment about this film. Well, it's people's opinion, and this is how they reviewed the film. Some see it as unfair, some see it as justified. It's the balance, folks. It's the balance. It also did come first for Best Actress, Music and Audience Awards for Road to Success with the Saturn Awards and the Azores Fantastic Film Festival, gathering a few from there. I'm surprised Todd didn't pick any up for his performance, you know. I think he should have got something. Todd had won praises though for his performance as Candyman, earning many acclaims associated with greatest categories for years, you know, such as villains and bad guys, top 50 and hundreds and so forth. He managed to come into that with his performance. I might still like to see how Murphy would have topped that had he played Candyman. Really interesting. Safe Pack also parodied this film, featuring the late Christopher Wallace, or Biggie Smalls, by saying his name 3 times, similar to parody in McCready's Blood Test in John Carpenter's masterpiece, The Thing. They also done it in there, and that was a very entertaining episode. So that was, we did that. 2 sequels were released in 1995, Farewell to the Flesh, and in 1999, Day of the Dead. Then I wanted to make a prequel based on the love story, the Shakespearean tone of it, but the idea wasn't liked by higher-ups, and the concept was quickly lost and forgotten by the elites in that way. For years, talk of a remake and Jordan Peele attached to get involved. Todd set to reprise his role. This is in 2018. Some things had changed, but the film did get released in 2020, went under a different direction, with the Aquaman actor Yahya Abdul-Mateen II starring as Candyman. I'm still yet to see it, and I liked him in Aquaman. I thought he could have been better. I thought they could have made him better, but unfortunately, this is how they treated him in that way. A talented actor. I had seen him in I can't remember the film. It would come back to me another time, but definitely I've seen him in other films, and he can act. I'd give him his dues. He's got depth. So, a poetic love story layered and weaved into an urban setting of murder, bloodshed, and urban legends. Candyman is powerfully well performed by Tony Todd and rightfully deserves the praises for taking on the challenging role under the circumstances of being stung repeatedly. You know, that's the ticket. No pain, no gain. The plot moves slow at times, maybe too much dialogue, dragging scenes out. Some scenes could have been shortened to either give more screen time for Candyman or explain the details or references about him. Maybe through Helen, you know, maybe. I feel they held back on the gore and horror, sacrificing it and limiting the bloodshed and focusing on the love aspect between Candyman and Helen. As the murders begin to happen, the bloodshed is well done, it's well thought out. But it wasn't done enough, it wasn't put on screen enough. Comparing this to other horror films, this would well easily be bested. That's all I can say. Sadly, it's a downgraded version to Pinhead, and despite the material being bagged as work, this has moments of genius, but it's not enough. I'm going to give this film a rating of 3 out of 5, and that's how it's going to be, folks. 3 out of 5 with this one. like to get into my last segment of the day. What have you been watching? Yes, what have you been watching? What's been on your screens throughout the week since? I watched They Live. A little paranoia to brighten up your day, folks. I do love the 1950s outlook through the view of the shades. Still a great film, one of those films that's right on the nose, with the message, you know, in your face. Almost like the Matrix with the red and blue pill aspect. It definitely has that, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, I like Radio Piper, and of course you've got Keith from the thing. I keep getting the actors mixed up, so Keith David and David Keith. Either way, it's brilliant. I do love this film. Like, owner on disc, it's a must. Got owner on disc is Carpenter. But it's another Carpenter jumbo, folks. And that's what's been occupying my screen. And of course, and I hope I've inspired you to watch something, or to push you to watch something. So I want to say thank you personally from me, Dan Nostalgia. I want to say thank you. I hope you will hit the like, not just for my notion, provocative notion, but for my insights, and for the fact that I get to interact with you guys again. And I want to thank you for getting the numbers. I've up to 45 subscribers now. This is the 19th video, so, and the numbers are going up on the other videos too. So we must be getting new fans, and I want to say thank you. If you're new to this channel, obviously we aim to be bigger. We're aiming, we're gunning for a bigger spot. So whoever's at number one, look over your shoulder in the near future. So this is where it's going to be. This is the baseline for the future, folks. Film reviews, Dan Nostalgia, UK Outpost 31. And I want to say thank you. I hope you subscribe. I hope you like. We are confident here. We want to send out a powerful message. We want to do. We're in this for the long haul, for the long game, and we made here the whole thing, and we want to do that. So we're coming from our angle, our aspect, our views, and I hope you're on board with us, folks. Of course, we're not going to agree on everything, but 9 times out of 10, as long as we're on the same page, honestly, folks, I want to say thank you. Big thank you to everyone. So subscribing, liking, please comment, email me, do whatever you've got to do, please. And I'm also available for voice work, by the way. I am being serious as well. No, but I want to say thank you, and I want to hope that your week goes well, despite how tough it gets. And you can always come to this podcast, and just remember, you're always going to get a touch of nostalgia here. So this is UK Outpost 31. I'm Dan Nostalgia. Thank you for listening. UK Outpost 31.